Jenny Han is excited about directing the Summer I Turned Pretty movie, but won't talk about it. When Jenny Han initially published The Summer I Turned Pretty in 2009, the writer never predicted the pop culture ripple effect that her emotionally charged, coming-of-age romance would have more than a decade later. "I wrote the first book in 2007-2008, Han tells the Television Academy. "It was such a different landscape then. Though Hollywood exhibited early interest in adapting the trilogy then, Han chose instead to retain onto the rights. That decision would later be both creatively and monetarily lucrative. I'm really glad I did, because then I was able to adapt it myself." Han's adaptation of her own content into one of Prime Video's most popular and addictive shows has proven to be a tremendous success. Since its premiere on the streamer in 2022, Summer has expanded from a YA blockbuster into an intergenerational sensation. People seemingly can't get enough of Belly, Lola Tung, and the year-spanning love triangle she finds herself in. Han, Summer's creator, co-showrunner and executive producer, credits that wide-ranging appeal to the deep, character-first writing. "I've always regarded it as a cross-generational kind of show. You have people watching who remember what it was like to be young and in love for the first time. And then you have individuals experiencing it for the first time. You have Belly's tale, but you also have the story of the bond between the mothers. There's something there for everybody." Now, with Season 3 concluded, Han is ready to put the Summer saga to an end with a feature film adaptation that she will also direct. The word that a movie was on the way pleased many a fan this past summer, even as they were still suffering from the season finale's emotional turns. When Han stated that the finale to Season 3 will deviate from the one that appears in the books, the enthusiastic following was naturally dubious. The show, like its original material, provokes many a feeling within its core following. They dissect practically every scene and then publish their opinions on social media, while also stating which side they are on in the Conrad, Christopher Briney, versus Jeremiah, Gavin Casalegno, dispute. But Han insists she writes her scripts with the audience's reaction not at the forefront of her mind. "My North Star is always what I think is best for the plot. There's a balance you have to find, of giving the public what they're demanding, but also recognizing what you feel is correct creatively." What also felt natural for Han was making her television directorial debut in Episode 5, which mostly occurs from Conrad's POV. She carefully chose that installment for its rich representation of classic events from the book, from the sweet and famous Peaches scene to a sequence of Belly and Conrad spending a pivotal day together. But more than that, the installment provided Han and viewers a chance to finally enter inside Conrad's thoughts. He's a more insular character, one who has a lot going on in his brain but doesn't necessarily speak a lot, Han explains. "I was really excited to give the audience that peek into his perspective." That perspective shift was reinforced by a dramatic change in the soundtrack. While Tsip is famous for its pop-driven needle drops, like the much-discussed inclusion of multiple Taylor Swift songs, Episode 5 leaned on the classics from such artists as Otis Redding, the Jackson 5, Van Morrison, the Rolling Stones and Fleetwood Mac. "Because the episode was from Conrad's perspective, I wanted it to have a different sound," Han explains. "We were able to use music that we don't normally use on the show, since it's usually through Belly's POV. What really helped sell the emotional complexity of the episode was Tung's performance. Han vividly remembers being intrigued by the way Tung renders Belly both imperfect and approachable. There's a real light in her, Han says. Belly is a character who makes a lot of mistakes, and it had to be someone the audience would keep rooting for. Lola has something that makes you want to root for her. That rooting interest has fueled the internet argument season after season, with viewers arguing Belly's choices and wondering about her dependability as a narrator. Han, though, gently pushes back on the unreliable term. I think she only has the perspective that's available to her, Han explains. We're seeing things through her eyes. It doesn't make her unreliable, just constrained. It's a perspective that's truly distinct to her own experience. If the leap from a serialized drama to a feature-length film finale sounds daunting, Han doesn't flinch, and for good reason. She's no stranger to film, having shepherded Netflix's To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy from page to screen. That experience, along with a strong partnership she has built with her Summer I Turned Pretty cast and crew, has her feeling secure about her own future behind the camera and the keyboard. "I'm most excited to be able to really sink into the story and do it justice," she says. "TV time might be restrictive. With the movie, we can truly hang a bow on it all and give the fans the finale they've been waiting for. So like, comment, share, and please subscribe my channel.